of the sports committee's report about Parliament and look at the hazard of Parliament, we condemned that practice and asked them to put a stop. And said, tournament na yebekono. We don't want the use of these unapproved funds. Misappropriation na cost. To our surprise, defied us and then went to the tournament without bringing any budget to Parliament for approval. Sports journalists, and I've been following, we all follow football is a passion of the nation. We all follow King. Numerous sports program. Bisa minister, bisa FA officials, even PRO of the ministry. And these stories are all online. They were adamant. To me disclose it. Na lakia, koba. And disclosing, which is an affront. It doesn't happen in any democracy.
Okay.
It's a total affront because best practice and what the Constitution says, what our laws, Public Financial Management Act, you need to present that budget, get approval. Look, even other countries they look up to us. Say, the beacon of democracy, good governance. Yako echepano. This is not what they did. Show Zambian example no. Zambia, mu minister ni GFA etenase approve omu budget. Ena Ministry of Youth and Sports, ena Zambia FA, omu Parliament, presenting omu budget of $2.1 million and got approval weeks before the tournament. Okay. South Africa, the same. Ivory Coast, the same. Nigeria, the same. Inti Banisena, Ghana, Nkwade, no parliamentary approval. Secrecy budget ababe yet to say a nuclear code be and some national security matter be the tujua enye. It is our money. A trigger may say, what is government hiding?
Okay.
May activity, may investigative and oversight capacity. Mwamunim say, this is not the first time. Presidential travels to National Cathedral, to Bank of Ghana headquarters project and all of so many Matumia intercepted documents on many occasions, which have helped our country to fight corruption and to protect the public purse. And he had decided to activate that same network. And now, that leading me to all of these documents because Omuba disclosing budget. Omuba how many weeks now? They are not disclosing the budget. They are bringing additional cost to us. Omoti committee, Omo Shisha coach Fufro, which we are going to be paying for. I mean, the disrespect, the disdain for the Ghanaian people. Intiana may trigger these investigative mechanisms. Documents Ninyana are secure. I can confirm to you, say Ninyana ye authentic. $0.5 million. No, that is from letter dated 2nd January 2024. Ministry for Youth and Sports, Omucho, Finance Minister said, as they met and approved, Omupe the part payment of the $8.5 million, Omupe $5 million out of it because time not drew Omupe court tournament.
Does that include what was spent on the supporters? And also your full
and no ya fufro area we may publish some breakdown mubehun say the amount spent on supporters and cut way home. And what is also shocking is qualifiers Ubekaya earlier put out 27.9 million.
Yeah.
And also on Kaho.
The 8.5 was spent on what? Only players, not Black Stars and Guan.
Yeah, that is what they are claiming. And per diem and honorarium and almost transportation.
Okay.
And
what happens to any minister who decides to flout the rules of Parliament in this regard?
The laws are very clear. Parliament can take action against that minister. Parliamentary resume will be setting up a committee. We are filing a motion where we are seeking a full-scale inquiry into all of these matters because some of the expenditure items, the figures are so mind-boggling. And we need a breakdown. We need to go into it to see if we had value for money. Because look, Ghana does not have money to waste. This is a country, not too long ago, a few weeks ago, Kolebu Renal Unit. Government said they don't have 4 million cedis. 19 people died. We had to summon the health minister. And the more we are spending on Black Stars, the poorer the performance is getting. Meanwhile, we don't even see. Look at the state of our infrastructure. Stadium then you see, Sikana spending is going into developing sports infrastructure. I mean, recently, FIFA could not even find a certified pitch in Ghana, the whole of Ghana. The whole of Ghana. I mean, Anka, and yet some emergency and no crown, we didn't really meet the standard. Ewa Kumasi. We'll have even had to play our qualifiers outside. We'll have had to select another country. That is how terrible the situation is. Your local league, no. I mean, they are not even getting the support that they need. Look at youth football, nurturing young talents, coach, ego, academical. We used to organize to discover young talent. Ninyina collapse. And it's say more tournament, more disgrace and say such a catastrophic, abysmal, calamitous performance. It's say mobile patch or more account sikana yedimamono what you use it for. In terms of more organizing committee, say coach to incur more cost. Meanwhile, this rotten system, if we don't address it and we don't change course, we don't bring in transparency, accountability. Look, no matter the coach you bring, Ukofa FIFA's best coach of the year, Guardiola, there will be no magic.
It's been government over government, sports ministry, meaning what is there. We have been here before. What is so special about that ministry? Government, there seem to be in Brazil, why is it like that?
To be honest with you, the whole arrangement where you have FA officials colluding with people at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. To be very honest with you, where they claim, they say, hey, if you go in too much, you're into a fetish. Meanwhile, FIFA Nankasa and Chebia, and they were subjected to a major international probe in Switzerland, in the United States of America, lost their job. People were jailed. People were fined. No organization can be above reproach, can be above accountability. And I agree with you, sir. This has been going on for a long time, and it's getting wet. The time has come for us to be objective, to be patriotic. Let's put the partisanship aside. Wait, the mayor, it's not MPP NDC. Me, I look at the bigger picture. I always talk at Ghana Fed. That's my focus, and I will be extremely disappointed if this continues even under an NDC government. And I'll speak up against it. Take the bull by the horn, and FIFA itself now recognizes that where taxpayers are sponsoring, they have the right to demand accountability and to know what their funds are being used for. And people should stop intimidating us with, hey, FIFA will descend on you, you may not be able to participate in the next tournament.
Justifications for the budgeted $8.5 million for the AFCON. 2. 1. Anybody who tries to justify this is either part of the loot.
Thank you.
And 2, very ignorant of football, especially about the AFCON. These are the only two. If you see anybody trying to justify, the person is first and foremost part of the loot or has benefited grossly from this budget, or secondly, the person doesn't know what football is about. I have curated the budget for almost 16 of the teams in the AFCON, and I can tell you for a fact, for instance, Namibia came to camp in Ghana, and their budget is not up to $1.1 million. Namibia flew to Ghana, and that is inclusive of their budget, because the entire football budget of Namibia for the whole year, not the AFCON, the entire football budget in their country is $2.2 million. So they cannot spend that entire
you said
budget.
Namibia, that even did well than Ghana.
Yes. It's public knowledge. It was presented to their parliament. Not more than $2.2 million for the entire football in Namibia. So they couldn't have spent 1.1 million. So it is less than 1.1. Zambia budgeted $2.1 million for the AFCON. And it is a complete controversy in the parliament of Zambia because they don't believe. Roland, CAF caters for over 40 officials. The hotel accommodation, feeding, and other expenses, including domestic transport for the teams, is catered for by CAF. So when you want to budget 8.5 million for the AFCON, is either you, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and the GFA have conspired to create loot and share, which has been the practice over the years. And I was being told by a former management committee member of the Black Stars in confidence, and I have records of this, that even the Ministry of Youth and Sports have their share in this budget. And this is also public knowledge. in the Jamepe committee. It's a
Report,
silent
yes.
conspiracy theory between the ministry and the GFA, because it is quite unbelievable that anybody will stand up in this country and prepare a budget in excess of even $2 million for an African Cup of Nations that is close next door. Secondly, almost 85 to 90% of this will go into the payment of unscrupulous bonuses to individuals that extends to officials of the ministry who are paid with the taxpayer. How can you send a person from the Ministry of Sports to join the team in the expenditure of in expending for the team at the tournament, and the person is paid for? They have their per diem, their hotel accommodation is catered by government, and the association ends up paying the person $10,000 as an appearance fee. How do you do this? The management committee spends 8 days in a tournament, ends up taking $100,000. It is because the ministry is part of the loot. They wouldn't even approve this. Nigeria, who we ridicule as being corrupt, presented a budget of less than $2 million for this AFCON, and they are still in the competition.
Nigeria?
I would even wonder. Of course, these are public knowledge. These are things that are public. You can easily Google. But because Ghanaians only care about the Black Stars when we win, people are, using that as a launch pad to siphon money, to dissipate. There is a wanton dissipation of resources from this Black Stars. It's become a crime scene. And until Mr. Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa brought this out, I had been inquiring from the ministry, and I was told that I was trying to disrupt the Black Stars campaign by asking for the budget before the tournament. And this was going to be concealed and the money looted till the next AFCON, because we did same during the World Cup. There are sponsors who sponsor the Black Stars. Corporate bodies are on board. These monies are never accounted for, and they still go to the ministry, ask for money from an IMF country. So the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Sports, and GFA are all engaged in this late crime of a Black Stars team.